What's going on, guys? I am out here today with the BMW X3 M40i. There she is. And this video is actually for Joe. Joe had asked about the exhaust sound, so he wants me to do a little driving so he could hear it in the different modes. So that's what I'm going to do now. Although I need to mount my other camera on here, so hopefully this thing doesn't fall off. I'm a little worried about it, but let's see here. Let's get this going. Let's make sure that's good, and let's make sure you'll be able to hear the exhaust. Right, think that we are good and good to go. Alright, so now I got the camera mounted back here, ready to go, so you can hear the exhaust. Let's start first with cold start. Simple, easy. What's great about this car is that when you do the cold start, it actually starts the car with all the baffles open. So you really get to hear it, which is nice. And then as we start driving, I'll show you sport mode, sport plus, and then of course there's an individual sport too, where you can kind of customize some of those settings, which I do like having on my car. So let's start first with the cold start. Here we go. I really hope that camera stays on there. What's cool is I can actually see it in the rear view, but I don't know. I'm a little concerned about it. We'll see if it's there when we get back, hopefully, because that's going to be the whole video. So, who knows what's going to happen, but you can even see it right now. See that in the rear view? It's there. Okay, here we go. Let's do this. So, right now, I'm just driving in comfort mode. It's pretty quiet. This is just your around town driving. This way you're not waking up the neighbors. And it's just kind of a good, you know, you still get a nice little sound out of it, but nothing too crazy. So, let's see, where we go. Out 113, so we can really hear this bad boy. So again, like I said, it is 46 degrees this morning. So we're getting some nice cold air in, which is good. It's going to take a little bit for the engine to get up the temperature. I like to make sure that it's at least, you know, somewhere there before I really start pushing it. So we'll see how that goes, but let's head out this way. So again, this is comfort mode. This is just basic, you know, standard comfort mode, basic acceleration. Sounds pretty good. The car's always really solid that way. I really seem to like it. There's really not much to it, so it's it just rides nice. It's a great car. I know. So Joe mentioned that he has one on order. He's got one coming in. And I guess the common misconception with these cars is essentially that in 2021, BMW changed the sound. They did something to the car to completely change the way it sounds. So I don't know whether or not what they did or what happened. And I've never driven one of the previous models, so I don't know what those sound like. I don't really have anything to compare it to. All I can tell you is my personal experience with this particular car. And honestly, I think this car sounds great. It's got the burbles, it's got the pops, it's amazing, especially when you put it in manual mode. When this car's in manual mode, and you get a little bit of that ability to really downshift, and it kind of holds those gears. It really sounds good. So we're gonna see what we can do. We're gonna try to do a little bit of that today as we get out here on the road. So switch it to sport mode and see what it does. Hopefully that camera's on the back still. Otherwise this whole video is shot. I'm feeling all these bumps and everything I'm hitting. I'm like, oh boy. Every bump I hit, I'm like, I hope it's still there. I haven't seen it fly off in the rear view yet, so I'm hoping that we're still good. We're just going to put it in the standard sport mode. So you can see this regular sport, sport plus, and individual. Alright, so right now we're in the regular sport mode, and let's give it some acceleration. Not bad. Now, when it's in sport mode, you definitely get some more exhaust note, but you don't really get the burbles. You really have to be in sport plus, or you need to go into the individual and make sure that you set the full engine as sport plus in order to hit those burbles. So you'll hear a little bit of that in just a minute. There's a tiny bit of burble just as I really, come to a stop here. I love driving this car. This car is it's a driver's car. It's kind of, it's funny because it's a BMW, so it's got the nice interior. It's very well appointed, but it's truly a performance SUV. And it sounds weird to say those words together, performance SUV, but everybody's coming out with performance SUVs now. Dodge has the Durango SRT. They got the one with the Hellcat. Jeep has the Trackhawk, and that thing's got a Hellcat engine in it, and I mean, all these companies are coming out with these performance SUVs. Even Lamborghini has a Yaris, so who would have thought that a company like Lamborghini would build an SUV? But they did, and it's pretty badass. So but this, for what you get for the money, I have to say, is just an amazing vehicle. It rides really nice when it's in comfort mode. It's great on gas in comfort mode too. I'm in the mid 20 mile per gallon range. It's just a nice daily driver that way, but then when you really want to open it up and put it into that Sport Plus mode, it becomes a complete beast, and I love it. So we're going in the Sport Plus mode. So I hit Sport, and now we're in Plus, and you're about to hear those open up, and we're going to hit it. So here we go. Now, in Sport Plus mode too, the biggest thing you'll notice is the way it holds the gears. It really revs them high, holds them for a while. But here we go. We're going to drop some gears, and you're going to hear the burbles and pops. This is where it starts to come in and get a little fun. So pulled over here, we are in Sport Plus, trying to give it a nice opening here so you guys can really see what this thing does. Here we go. Get ready for it. like I said, this vehicle is an absolute beast. I mean, the power just comes on so quick. It's an amazing vehicle. Like I mean, you guys can hear it. I think it sounds good. I mean, maybe it's not as loud as the previous model, but who cares? It still sounds freaking awesome. It just rides amazing, and it still turns heads. I love this thing. I really do. I really want to pull over soon because I want to make sure that that camera is still back there. It's a scary thing when you buy a cheaper suction cup mount for your camera on Amazon and you just don't know if it's really going to hold. I'm telling you guys, if you really want to help my channel out, one, subscribe. Make sure you do that because that really helps. And then two, check out my new site, Michael Grasso's Shop. It's thegrassoshop.com, michaelgrassoshop.com. Make sure you go out there and hit up the newsletter, put your email in, subscribe, because what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to give away a knife. Christmas Day, we're going to pull a random person that signed up on the email list for the newsletter, and you're going to win a knife. So make sure you guys go out and do that. Go out and support the channel, and hey, I appreciate it, you know. Let's see. Here we go. Moment of truth. Oh boy, we lost it. Oh, sorry, Joe. Guess I'm going to have to do the video again. Well, guys, I found the camera, but I don't think it survived. I don't think it's in good shape. I'm about to go take a look at it right now. I see it in the middle of the street in pieces. So we'll see what happens. I don't know. If it's salvageable, it's salvageable. Hopefully the footage is still good, but we'll see. Doesn't look like the mount survived at all. It's right there. Yep. And here's the camera. Pieces of it, pieces of the mount camera. Overall is still in decent shape. Well, not really, but it is still recording. So maybe we salvage some footage from it. We'll see. All right, we'll find out shortly. See ya. Well, it's a sad day. Unfortunately, we totally lost that camera. Although I did manage to save the micro SD card from it, so I'm hoping that we still have some footage. You'll see that footage if I can recover it. But right now, sad day already for that, and now I have to go to the place that I hate the most. I have to go to the dentist. So, yeah, I went to the dentist about a week or so ago, did my cleaning and annual checkup. Of course, it was shut down for a while due to COVID, but now they opened back up, and I went. And unfortunately, I've got a couple cavities, so need to go and get those done. So, fun times. Here we go.